Yay! Another episode of. Actually, this is going to be the first episode of Cooking with Happi. Today, I'm going to make a Spam sandwich. It's going to be great. First things first, I'm going to take my sweater off. Toss that to the side. And now, don't use knives without permission at home. Now I'm going to cut my Spam into thick-ish slices, like cut it how you'd like, really. So for today, what you'll need is some Spam, or really just luncheon meat in general. That one was a bit thin. Some bread, a pan, and I'm using a non-stick pan over to the side here, and a butter knife, as well as some butter, or as well as whatever sauce you want to add to it. I'm actually going to toast mine. So I think that's enough Spam for now. I could cook up the rest after. So we're going to move over. And I have turned my burner to max, but I'm going to turn it down a little bit so I've got more time to set that up. So that's great. And I'll be right back with some toast. Alrighty then, so I have just put my toast in the toaster. So now I'm going to get my butter ready, as well as have a plate off to the side to get my toast on so I could butter it. And while we wait for that to be done, I'm actually going to stick a little bit of butter into my pan. Even though it's not needed, just a precaution, really. Let me get a spatula. I need much more butter than that. When you're doing this, you want to cover your pan with butter. As you can see, I did not do that. So I'm going to need to grab more. That is what we like to see. Okay, so now I make sure this is centered on the burner. And drop pieces. I probably shouldn't drop them that aggressively. Don't be careful putting them in, because hot butter will burn. So I'm actually going to attempt cooking all of my pieces at once. There goes my ice machine. And now we just wait. Let me reposition this just so it looks a little bit nicer. And when you're cooking, always try to have the handle off to the side, or if your stove is not got counters on either side like mine does, keep it to be inside of the stove, more in this area, just so that nobody knocks it. It makes it safer for you and the people around you. And as always, make sure when you're handling any kind of food to wash your hands before and after handling the food. With that said, I'm gonna go check on my toast. Alrighty, so my toast is done. I'm gonna have mine cooked very light for now, just so that I can put it on the pan after my meat is finished frying. So I'm just off to the side buttering my toast, just so it's got a bit of sogginess to it, I guess, from the butter soaking in. Sorry, I just want to check the underside of that. They're not quite ready. They should be soon, though. So here I've got a block of, it's a small block of marble cheddar cheese, and I'm going to cut a few slices of that off. I have a wired cheese cutter, but if you do not have one at home, you can just use a normal knife. Again, be careful. You can hurt yourself, and it is not fun when you do. I just got splashed by hot butter. I honestly myself don't understand how it's so easy for people to not fear around cooking meat like this. This one is getting crispy on the edge. I think he is about ready to flip. That's a little too crispy for me. Yeah, they're about ready to flip over. So these ones, some of them I let cook for a little bit too long, but that's okay. You won't really notice when you're eating it. That's a nice sound. This is very nice. Okay. So with our cheese, once I've got my Spam finished up, my cheese should be just about ready actually. Get a couple more slices of this. Alright, so I've got a decent collection of cheese pieces here. I'm just going to let these finish cooking, honestly. There's not really much else we can do. If you want, it's completely optional. You can add lettuce or spinach or any other kind of really like greens to your sandwich. I'm probably going to end up adding a little bit of spinach because I think it would add a little bit more flavor to it. Actually, right now, I'm going to get Kraft Miracle Whip, hashtag not sponsored, mayonnaise. And get that ready to butter on my bread because I'm going to cook it into for context, I sneezed away from my food. Never sneeze on the food. It's very unsanitary. Now that I've done that, I'm going to wash my hands. And then we're just going to dry them. Alright, so with that, I'm going to put just on the inside, I'm just going to butter my bread real quick with some mayonnaise. Again, completely optional, and you could even use a different sauce if you want, or wait for after, because I'm going to put mine back in the pan. But yeah, completely optional. You don't need to do this at all. It's just a me thing. So I actually think that these are about ready to come off of the pan and go into a plate. Come on. And I'm just going to let these sit off on the side to cool when I've got them out of the pan. There we go. Got my sizzling meat. It's great. So then with this, we're going to take that off the heat. And I've got a bowl on the side for grease. Not everybody has this, and you don't need to, but it is ideal for cooking. And of course, when you're done with the burner, turn the burner off. Which we are in fact done with the burner for now. Anyway, I gotta make sure I didn't get any grease on the bottom of the pan. Is that not safe? Ooh, that scared me. Put back on the burner. Okay, so might sizzle a little bit because there is still like water on the bottom, but that's all right. It's a-okay. Now I'm going to actually finish putting mayo on my bread. And we're going to move the mayo to the side. Just like that, we're going to pop the bread face down on the still hot pan and burner. And just kind of let it cook for a minute. Just kind of let it do its thing. So with that, I'm going to step out of the kitchen for and fetch my water. A little thirsty. That was me opening a window. It's a little It's just a little hot in here. Just a tad bit. There we go. Now that that is cooked in, we can take some of our cheese and just kind of boom. And there's a few bits here and there that are going to need fixing. This can actually just not go on there. There we go. And if I turn the heat back up just a little bit, just to give the pan a little bit more heat, that should slowly melt the cheese, actually. I'm going to kind of center that a little bit.